Welcome in. Michael Murray with Benzinga here at the 2023 Benzinga Fintech Deal Day. Jeff Lambert from Tiicker joining us on stage. Jeff, it's great to have you with us.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks for having me.
As always, it's a pleasure. Jeff, take us through what exactly Tiicker is. You guys have a really unique business model. What does Tiicker do?
Yeah, so Tiicker, that's with two eyes. We are a shareholder loyalty platform for retail investors to get perks and rewards of being a shareholder, and for those public companies to find their retail investors and connect with them. It makes a lot of sense, but it's not been done before.
Fantastic. So what is it that exactly makes this so unique? Because of course, investors are familiar with terms like dividends from holding stocks and shareholder rewards and things like that, but you guys have a very unique perspective on it. How exactly does it work, getting perks as an investor for some of these stocks?
Yeah, really, it's another form of return on investment. If you look at the stock price, you look at the future, you look at dividends and yield, but also, what do I save as an owner? And so what we do is any brokerage account can link to our platform. And you go to and you can go on Benzinga today, look at all the different stocks that are available. You just click on that perks button. And it's the ability to get rewards of ownership. And so any brokerage account, link it to Tiicker, and then we'll see your portfolio and say, hey, you get a perk from Whirlpool, you get a perk from Lionsgate, you get a perk from Fubo TV. And so that ability to, again, connect to the public companies that you own and get the rewards of ownership.
Absolutely. So maybe, give us a brief perspective too on, as an investor, when you're selecting stocks, maybe based on the perks, right? How do you also blend picking the stocks and the different companies you want to invest in based on their market value too and how you believe in their industries? What does that blend look like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you need to look at a company that you believe in, but how retail investors typically look at stocks is who do they know? Is there some local connection or perhaps a family member, a brand that they shop, a retailer that they love? Yep. And so retail behavior is oftentimes based off of familiarity.
Sure.
And so we just make that extra connection, which is, well, in your current portfolio, you may have stocks that offer perks, but then if you look at, okay, I subscribe to Stars. What if I got a discount, which you can?
Right.
This opportunity to tie into your current ownership, but I think people will ultimately start to look at it and say, okay, what's the basket of companies that offer perks?
Sure.
And then choosing the ones that I shop, love, a fan of, or believe in their story.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. So let's now talk about the market a little bit too, right? All these retail investors that have joined the marketplace, especially since COVID in the last few years, what do you want to see in the market in 2024? We've had a lot of volatility this year. What should change? What do you want to see when it comes to stocks and the markets and volatility calming down, interest rates, anything else that might affect retail investors' mindsets?
Yeah, I think that, there was an article on the Wall Street Journal talking about the retail investor starting to move back into the market because they don't want to miss out on the inevitable upswing.
Yep.
I think there's also going to be some tax loss harvesting going on, but I think what's going to happen in early in the first part of the year is going to be kind of back to fundamentals. What companies are going to be here in the long term, and so you don't see the big. I don't think you're going to see those biggest swings, but I think the retail investor is here to stay, and they've always been really around and been a good part of that stock. But now they're going from 20, 30, 40% of a public company, and I think that's where it's going to get interesting. Is when companies have to talk to the retail investor to get a vote, to get a quorum, and so every retail investor has a say, the ability to vote. But hey, why not something for being an owner as well?
Yeah.
That's our position. So I think the market's going to come back a little bit toward the end of the year, but retail is going to be a good for next year because I think it's sorted out a lot of the high performers that didn't deserve so.
Sure, love that. Very, very interesting. So as we close, what's the best way to get in touch with Tiicker? How do you find you guys as a retail investor? How do you get started with the platform? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, either on the web, Tiicker, Tiicker.com, or any of the app stores. Can you download it and search and look at the different perks that we have for our public companies? Or if there's one that you own that doesn't have a perk, request it, because that's what they want to hear. Just like getting a new item in the grocery store, what if retail investors said, hey, why don't I get perks for all the companies that I own?
Yeah, that's awesome. Tiicker with two eyes, Jeff Lambert, the CEO, joining us at the Fintech Deal Day. Thanks again for being here, man.
Thanks for having me. Great to see you.